Welcome, welcome all of you. Shavua Tov. It's very wonderful to be with all of you, ending this Shabbat, a special Shabbat that a year ago was the first Shabbat that we were together virtually and not in person. It's a little later in the year. Our regular calendar was at the middle of March, but following the Jewish calendar, it was the Shabbat after Purim, the first Shabbat, that we closed our doors physically, and we tried this Zoom thing, which most of us had no idea how to even use it. Half of us still don't know how to use it, but we're getting a little bit better on it. And none of us knew that this will take this long, that it will be this complicated, this hard. And we thought that it will be an opportunity for us to come together. Havdalah means differentiation. It marks time. We do this every Motzei Shabbat, every end of Shabbat, to mark the time between the end of Shabbat and the week that it's about to start. So we thought we would want to do that this Shabbat, perhaps marking a new time, a new year where soon our doors will be physically open, that soon we'll be able to come all together. It will take time, it will be slow, it will be safe, it will be with a lot of guidelines. It won't be in one moment to the other. It won't be as abrupt as it was a year ago. But we are marking this moment together as community, recognizing the pain, the sadness, the grief, the challenges this year's had, recognizing the blessings, the beauty, the strength that we found in community and being together, in things that we never imagined we could find strength. So we do both. We mourn, we weep, we cry, and we also celebrate. And this is what this Havdalah is about. So we're going to start with Havdalah. So if you have your Havdalah items with you, a candle, grape juice, or wine, or scotch, or whatever you have for Havdalah, and you have your besamim, something to smell, can be anything, and you need fire, please have it. If you're able to put it in front of your camera, it would be great to see all of our candles for everybody. I do need to figure out to turn off some of the lights. I'll turn this one.
ובשם אדוני אקרא, ובשם אדוני, ובשם אדוני אקרא.
Bore meore ha'esh. I invite you, as you see the light in your fingernails, to see how you feel how you are a manifestation of divine light, and then turn your hand around and see the shadow, the difference between light and dark. That's what we're marking here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol or v'choshen Yisrael ve'ami b'yom hashvi'i Sheshet yemei hamaseh Baruch atah Adonai hamavdil ben kodesh lechol Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera Beyaminu, Yavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David, Miriam HaNeviah, Otezim Rabeyadat, Miriam Tirkot Itanu, Mehagdil Zimat Olam, Miriam Tirkot Itanu, Metaken et haolam. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera yavo Eleinu, Mashiach, Mashiach ben David, Mehera yavo Eleinu, Mashiach, Mashiach ben David.
Let's see you dancing.
Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov.
Shavua tov, Yasher koach, Noah. I want to invite all of you to, if you are in speaker mode, to go to gallery mode for a moment and look around the room, the Zoom room, look around the room. If your camera is off, and I can encourage you to turn it on, even for a moment, it would be great if you can do that. So we can all be here present. And new faces, faces you know. At least now, one good thing that is coming from all these things, we will know people's names. We will know what kind of iPad they have too, iPad 2, iPad 3, Amazon, whatever it is. But we will definitely know their names. And it's a wonderful thing. And take a moment to use the chat and reach out privately if you can, to say Shavua Tov to someone that you haven't seen in a while. So you can use the chat at all times and say Shavua Tov to everybody and connect with everybody. But I want you to reach out to one person that you haven't been in touch. One person you haven't been in touch. Not the person you talked yesterday or you chatted yesterday on Zoom during Kabbalat Shabbat. Someone that you haven't not been in touch for a long time, and you can send a private chat to them or send it to everybody too, and connect to someone like Phyllis just said hello to Renee. Say Shavua Tov to someone and connect with someone you haven't this year, and you're like, oh, I wish I could see you at Shul and I could give you a hug. And I like talking to you at Kiddush. I don't even know your name, but I like talking to you at Kiddush. So let's take a moment to do that. And it's been a year. It's been a difficult year for so many. And Jenny Burrs was one of the first ones in our community to get COVID, really at the beginning. We did not know anything then, and she didn't know what was happening. And Jenny will share with us her experience, an experience that has been long, continues to be long. And she'll tell us a little bit about how she's doing and what this community has been for her. So, a kavanah from Jenny.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to start with a quote by the Japanese author Haruki Murakami that I think we can all relate to. He wrote, "Once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through. You won't remember how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in." 11 months ago, I came down with COVID, and I was lucky then. I didn't need a hospital, and I was able to ride it out at home. This was back in March when we thought COVID was a 2-week illness. Since then, a lot has changed, but some things haven't. For one, I'm still sick with the after effects of my COVID infection. I'm what they call a COVID long hauler, and it has certainly been quite a long haul. But as with any proper long haul, there have been some important rest stops along the way, TBZ being foremost among them. This community has been supportive in ways that I couldn't have imagined. Letters, emails, Zoom chat messages, phone calls, meals. So many TBZers, even some I've never met, have reached out to me and my family this year to express concern, lend a hand, and let us know that they are here. Each one of you has touched me and helped me on this difficult journey, and I thank you all. In addition to taking care of me this year, the TBZ community has also given me the gift of being able to give back. In April, while I was still recovering and also working as a psychotherapist, I realized that we therapists were experiencing something unprecedented. We were treating entire caseloads of people who were struggling with the very same life events we ourselves were struggling with. And I knew I'd need a community around me if I was going to continue to do this work effectively. I knew that I wanted that community to be at TBZ. So I put the word out to therapists within the TBZ community, and I've had a faithful following ever since. 8 to 12 TBZ therapists now come together twice a month to discuss thoughts and feelings about our work. Recently, I read somewhere, the therapists are taking care of everyone, but who will take care of the therapists? Well, at TBZ, you can rest assured that the therapists are taking care of each other. We hear each other's stories, both personal and professional. We share ideas, and we even encourage each other to take breaks from our work when we need to. I've come to cherish these hours together. They are holy to me, and they have changed me. In this period of isolation, in this storm, I've felt an oasis of connection within this group and within TBZ as a whole.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for your beautiful words. Thank you for bringing your gifts to our community. Even when you suffering from this illness, you said, I'm going to do this. So we're very blessed. We're going to now pray for healing. We're going to pray for healing, first and foremost, for those who are suffering with COVID still. But of course, we're praying for healing for anyone that needs healing. I invite you to use the chat to put names of people you're praying for healing. If you feel called to write in the chat that they are suffering from COVID, please do so. Let's take a moment for this prayer. El Rofé כל בשר, אלוהי הרוחות, חזק נא את כל בית תבל בעת הזה. תן לנו ברכה, מתינות ואומץ לב, לעמוד במקום ולעמוד בשער. תן רפואה שלמה ומהרה רפואת הנשף והגוף לכל החולים ולכל העוסקים בצורכיהם. תן יד נחמה ויד רפואה בשעות הבידוד, תן לנו שעות להתבודד איתך בשעות הייחוד. תן לנו היכולת להתייחד עם חברינו ובני ביתנו ותן לנו לעזור בכל הדרכים שיורשו לנו, אל נא רפאנה לנו. God who heals all flesh, God whose lives in each breath strengthen your people who dwell in earth at this time. Give us blessing, peace of mind. Grant our hearts strength to stand in our places and to stand at this moment of radical change. Provide a complete healing of body and spirit to all of the sick and to, please lift up the names of the people you're praying for. And grant to all those who are tending to their needs, nurses, doctors, families, and friends, the power to comfort and heal. When we are alone, may we find times to be at one with you. While we're withdrawn, may we still be with our friends and family. Enable us to take steps to bring help and assistance in all the ways that we can. Please, God, please heal us all. El na refana la, el na refana la, el na refana la, refua shlema, el na refana la, el na refana la, el na refana la, refua shlema, refua shlema. Thank you all for sharing all these names. If you have a moment, roll through the chat and bring the names of all these people to your prayers. And we have been blessed with first responders and frontline workers that have taken care of us In our community, many. Our community is filled with doctors, nurses, chaplains, and other first responders that have been taking care of their patients. One of them is Jenny's spouse, Jonathan, that we saw a moment ago. I'm inviting today to share a kavanah someone that we know less. We know a lot of our doctors that have been so supportive for our community this year. But I wanted to invite someone that we knew a little less. She's a new member, really new member, a couple of months into being a member. And I'm very proud that even when new member, she was willing to do this. And she's a nurse at the ER, at the BI, right? I got it right? Yes. Jackie Joyce. So I'm going to invite Jacqueline Joyce to share with us a kavanah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie. I'm a new member, like Rev. Claudia mentioned, and I'm a nurse in the ICU at Beth Israel. As an ICU nurse, I always expected to work with critically ill patients and their loved ones, but I never could have imagined that I'd be on the front lines of a global pandemic. Even after a year, it's really difficult to describe how challenging my job has been to people outside of the hospital, and also difficult to reckon with how much it's affected my life outside of work. I'm still managing the heartbreak I feel for so many people lost, so many families broken. So many times I've been the only person in the room when someone's loved one has left this world. But as hard as it's been, I realize that there's something incredibly powerful about witnessing such intimate moments and acting as a proxy for loved ones who couldn't be there themselves. Sometimes it takes really feeling alone, being separated from coworkers, classmates, friends, and families, to recognize the importance of community in our lives. Over the past year, I've been heartened by the creative ways people have figured out how to stay connected. We've witnessed neighbors helping neighbors, random acts of kindness, and creative ways of supporting each other. And TBZ has done such a wonderful job of making sure our community has remained strong and nurtured. When I look ahead at the next year and to life after the pandemic, my hope is that we'll focus on love and healing, and for not only holding space for people we love, but for strangers who need help. And I know that once we're able to physically be together again, we will not take it for granted. Although people may feel broken or injured after this past year and are carrying a heavy heart, I hope that we can hold each other close and hold each other up as we heal and walk through this next stage together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you for your beautiful words. And with that, I want to lift up all our first responders, frontline workers, doctors, nurses, chaplains, and I'm sure there is many more. So if you are one of them, can you put your name in the chat and say what has been this year for you? Not the whole experience, but who, I'm a doctor here, I've been a chaplain, I've been seeing patients here, and I'm sure I'm missing, there's other frontline responders, EMTs, there's a whole line, long list. So if you are one, please write, we want to recognize you, and I want to offer to you a special blessing. With awe, trust, and gratitude, a prayer for healthcare workers on the front lines of COVID-19. While most of us close ourselves off in quarantine through these troubling times, you open yourself to those who are suffering. You may prefer to be at home, safe with your families, but you have answered the call to save our lives at significant risk to your own. While the rest of us conduct business through Zoom, Google Hangouts, Facebook Live, or GoToMeeting, no technology can replace intimate face-to-face medical care. And it's precisely the face-to-face aspect of your care that puts you at risk. We speak of you doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, EMTs, healthcare workers, chaplains, and many others. But we must also recognize that you are sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, husbands and wives, beloved partners, parents and grandparents. You have people at home who love you and depend on you, but we depend on you as well. And in this unprecedented tragic time, you have chosen us over your own peace, comfort, and health. We will owe you our lives and the lives of our loved ones, yet we know that with abundant need and scarce resources, you will have to make devastating choices that will break. You have been making devastating choices that will break your heart and crush your soul. We continue to support you in those decisions and forgive your shortcomings. Many lives you have saved, many will you save, but many more you might not be able to save. We have gratitude for your compassion, and we place our trust in the moral compass that guides your hearts and the skill that guides your hands. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless you for honoring God and caring for God's creation. May God protect and save you from COVID-19 and send blessings and success to the work of your hands, along with all others who are doing their part to ease suffering and save lives. May God bless you every time you rise up from your bed, walk out of your home, and go to work. And may you return to your loved ones each and every day in full health. And let us say, Amen. Paula Sinclair, the RTBZ member, lost her father to COVID. I'm guide Paula to share with us a reflection.
Thank you, Rob Claudia. When Rob Claudia reached out to me asking me to share a reflection, I had just been wondering why I was craving Hamantaschen so much, much more than in the past. I'm not really even a sweets eater, but I really needed a fix. And then the reason occurred to me. I needed a Hamantaschen because I miss my dad. I've been thinking a lot about my dad lately, maybe because I simply cannot believe that in 2 months it will be his first yahrzeit. My dad, David Lowenthal, died last May 2nd from COVID-19, 6 days after he was admitted to the hospital for a urinary tract infection. My dad was not a baker, but my Baba made the most scrumptious sour cherry Hamantaschen. She died in 1990. Over the past few days, I viscerally needed that taste of that Hamantaschen dough to connect to my dad and the nostalgia and warmth of my childhood. Our assumption is that my dad contracted the virus from an unsuspecting asymptomatic nurse in the facility where he lived. Over the past year, I have felt so incredibly sad and angry about his death. Like so many others, I said goodbye to my unconscious father with the help of a nurse on FaceTime. My sisters and I have not yet been able to visit his grave in Florida, and I never learned the nurse's name. I am so grateful for the Boston Jewish community's COVID memorial on Baker Street. I've been there a few times to talk to my dad. I'm grateful for President Biden's humanity and empathy in actually recognizing the pandemic dead. I was surprised at the relief I felt Erev inauguration when the president, the vice president, and their spouses held a memorial for the then 400,000 on the mall. I also feel incredibly fortunate to be working, to be healthy, to be well-fed, and to have been surrounded by my husband and 24-year-old daughter this year while our other children are in Israel. I'm surrounded by dear, dear friends, and I'm so grateful to be part of this incredible community.
Thank you, Paula. And with that, we're going to remember, if you said 400, and this week we arrived to the number of 500,000 in this country. So we're going to remember all those who have died from COVID this year in our community. Rav Tiferet will share with us an El Maleh in English, and then Rav Moshe will do it in Hebrew. I invite you, while we do this, to add names of people who have died this year from COVID in the chat. Please, if you want to say a little bit more, and it can be a family member, a friend of a friend, anyone that you know that has died for COVID this year, please their names in the chat so we can lift up their names. Rav Tiferet.
God of consolation, surely you count in heaven just as we count here on earth, in shock and in sorrow. The souls sent back to you, one by one, the dead from the COVID pandemic. As the ones became tens, the tens became hundreds, the hundreds became thousands, the thousands became tens of thousands. And then 100,000s, each soul a heartbreak, each soul a life denied. God of wisdom, surely in the halls of divine justice, you are assembling the courts, calling witnesses to testify, to proclaim the compassion of some and the callousness of others as we've struggled to cope. The souls taken too soon, whose funerals were lonely, who didn't need to die, who died alone, will tell their stories when you judge our triumphs and our failures in these hours of need. God of healing, put an end to this pandemic and all illness and disease. Bless those who stand in service to humanity. Bless those who grieve. Bless the dead, so that their souls are bound up in the bond of life eternal. And grant those still afflicted with disease or trauma a complete and lasting healing, one by one, until suffering ceases, and we can stop counting the dead in heaven and on earth.
Amen. Ramosh.
אל מורי רחמים, בשוכן במרוממים, חמצה מנוחו נכונו, תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר רקיע מסעירים את כל הנשמות נלקחו ושמתו ושנפטרו על ידי המגפה היותר כ500,000 נפש בארצנו ויותר ממיליון נפשות בכל העולם. ועבור אלה ומשפחתם שחסר להם את קרוביו, אבות ואמהות, אחיות ואחים, ילדים וקרובים, כל אלה שאנחנו מזכירים היום לברכה, אנא בעל הרחמים, תסתירם בסתר כנובך לעולמים, ותצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם, וינוחו על משכבותם בשלום, ונאמר
Amen. Thank you, Ramoshe. Thank you, Rav Tiferet. And I'm going to invite Rav Tiferet one more time to tell us a little bit about one beautiful and very hopeful experience we had this year at TBZ. There's only one program that we continue to have all year round in person, with a lot of strict following of COVID restriction and social distancing and meeting outside when possible, and if not, meeting inside with all our, even in the 10 degrees cold with all the windows open. And Rav Tiferet will tell us why and what is this group, and then introduce our next Kavanah. Rav Tiferet.
Ah, it's so perfect to be able to talk about this right after our El Male Rachamim, because this program just gives us so much hope. It gives me hope on a weekly basis. JLIT, which stands for Jewish Leaders in Training, is our 8th grade program that was launched this year. Actually, it was birthed in the minds of last year's 7th graders as they realized that their Beit Rabban journey was coming to an end. And so we met and thought about what's next for them. And they didn't want to leave TBZ. They knew all the other 8th grade programs that were open to them in the Jewish community. And they wanted to stay at TBZ because TBZ is their home and they felt at home being together in our building. So we put together this fantastic program and they interviewed the madrich, they created the curriculum and were so fully involved in the process. And then COVID came along and we had to say, well, can we be online? And the fact that they birthed this in order to be together, going to different schools and, on different schedules, it would not have had the same magic if they were online. So every Monday at more or less at 4:30, 7 fantastic 8th graders, post B'nai Mitzvah students get together and do Jewish stuff. And we've got Akiva Nelson, who is a rabbinical student at Hebrew College, who's a fantastic madrich. And it's true, like Rav Claudia said, there's a lot that goes into that. There's opening all of the windows in the sanctuary, even when it's freezing cold. There's making sure they're spaced out. Everyone's wearing masks, and making sure that we can keep them safe while still keeping them together in the way that they wanted to be. So I am so thrilled to be able to introduce Tova Falk, who is one of our J-Lights. Take it away, Tova.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tova. I've been a member at TVZ since I was 4 years old, with my parents and my brother Ian. I had my bat mitzvah on January 4th, 2020, right before the pandemic. The sanctuary was filled with hundreds of people. It's hard to believe that it was only a year. It was over a year ago. It was the best experience. I loved every moment of it. Just after my bat mitzvah, COVID hit. It was hard to go from having my whole family and so many friends in Brookline to celebrate my bat mitzvah to all of a sudden being in lockdown. No TBZ, no school, and especially no friends. As summer came, my friends and I realized we would not be having Beit Rabban the following year. So we worked with Rav Tiferet to make Hebrew school for 8th graders. We call it JLIT, which stands for Jewish Leaders in Training. We meet in TBZ every Monday. This time of the week is very important for all of us. We feel so lucky to be able to see each other and just be in TBZ. It has been one of the most important parts of my week in this life in COVID. I am so grateful for the time we've been able to spend in TBZ, and I can't wait until after the pandemic when the whole community can be together again.
Thank you, Tova. It's the dream of a rabbi to hear that 7th graders want they want a continuation of the Hebrew school. Please, let's quote this. That speaks about an amazing TVZ, what TVZ has done for our kids, that when there's no more Hebrew school, they say, we want more. And it's been amazing to see them, to hear them on Mondays. Thank you, Tova. If you're a Jade leader, I don't know how you guys call yourself, and you are here, I saw many of you, and you are not too embarrassed, please write your name in the chat, or parents, write the names of your kids in the chat so we can recognize them and know who these great, amazing kids that have been coming to TVZ, making sure there is still noise at TVZ, that they're not the only noise makers of TVZ are me and Rav Tiferet. Please add there. So it's such a blessing. So we move now to a movie. I hope you'll enjoy this. This is a movie. It was so hard to make because we wanted to do a movie of the year and we have so much recordings thanks to Zoom. And it could have been like a 2-hour movie or 5-hour movie for a 365 days, like for a whole year. We made it a 13 minutes movie. I hope you enjoy it. I think the most special thing will take us a little bit of it will take us around a little journey through the year. And I think the most special thing for me about this movie is that it was edited by one of our almost 13 years old, Micah Klein, who behind the scene has been doing a lot of our editing of programs for TVZ, editing of videos for TVZ. Here's Micah. That guy has been editing a lot of our stuff. We're so grateful to you, Micah, for that. And here comes the movie. Share sound. Okay, I need to make sure that everything goes well. Can you see that? It's good? Yeah, here I go.
Hi. We're here today together as your president
And as your rabbi,
to connect us all and share information about how TBZ is responding to the coronavirus.
most importantly, we are here for you, and we all need to be there for each other.
Shavuot Tov, Shavuot Tov, Shavuot Tov,
Good week of peace. God is reigning, joy and peace. A good week of peace. May gladness reign and joy and peace.
Okay, The morning service leads us step by step from the fogginess of sleep into awareness of being alive, of being sustained by the very real yet unknowable unfolding of being.
תיפול עליהם אימתה ופחד, בגדול זרועך ידמו כאבן, עד יעבור עמך אדוני, עד יעבור עם זו קנית.
Trying to get a firm hold on what's going on, we read articles in the newspaper, listen to NPR, check the CDC, scour social media, and at the end of the day we must sit with the same sense of not knowing. It's the worst.
Shir Hashirim Asher Lishlomo Yishakeni min shikot pihu kitovim dodachami.
and for all those who have suffered the great ordeal and lost their loved ones, the El Molei Rachamim. El Molei Rachamim, Shochein Nebameromim, Hamitzei Menuchonechono, Tachare Kanfei HaShekhinah.
Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tzedek, ve'imru,
May it be your will that this be the year that every single synagogue has a banner outside like ours, proclaiming proudly that we believe in the humanity of Black folks.
The Zabarsky family to read us a story about Teshuvah and connection.
It was before there was a before. God had not yet created the world. God had not said, "Let there be." There had been no evening nor morning. It had not yet the first day. God was only just thinking about creating the world.
And knowing that this year will be better, because we will make it better. We will push and birth a new world. We will yield and we will push. We'll accept what we have to accept, but we'll also change all what we can change.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Cimento, mazeto, mazeto, cimento, cimento, mazeto, mazeto, cimento, cimento, mazeto, mazeto, cimento. Yeilano, 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 oh lechol Israel, yeilano, yeilano. באנו חושך לגרש, בידינו אור ואש, כל אחד הוא אור איתן, קטן מכולנו אור איתן. סור החושך על השחור, סורה מפני האור, סור החושך על השחור, סורה מפני האור.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
שמור וזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולציון.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום, וישם לך שלום, 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 וישם
Shalom, 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 shalom. Ve'asem lecha shalom. Ve'asem lecha shalom.
Wow. Let's spotlight Micah one more time, please, to thank him. Amazing for this beautiful video. So amazing. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for that. You have to learn to add at the end of a movie edited by Micah Klein. You have to, yeah, we're going to teach you that. That's the next thing. Micah, Yasher Koach, thank you so much for doing this. And this highlights just a little bit of what TBZ has been. If we had to make a movie that highlights everything of TBZ, it really will take several hours. There have been so amazing communities of support. Our community of Chesed has been supporting each other, coming to people, making shopping for each other and helping people in need and making phone calls we need. Our inclusion committee, who has put amazing mental health resources in our website and trying to support our community in best ways. And please, if you know support from Chesed, from inclusion, mental health, anything, you reach out to us. We are here. Our Boker Tov community, who meets every morning, 5 days a week, sings together, mourns together as Pekana community that's supporting our mourners all year long in amazing way. So many parts of our communities we have been supporting, our Rosh Chodesh group, our men's group, our classes. I'm going to leave someone out, but every community. So I want you to write in the chat if you have been touched, something about TBZ you want to share. I know you have been sharing, but something specific you want to share that you have been touched by TBZ, please write it in the chat. And I want to say that none of this will be possible with our amazing, incredibly professional leadership with Rav Tiferet and Beth Ehrenreich and Susan Diller. And it's not been an easy year for our dear Susan, but she's doing good now. So we're happy that her health, she's doing much better health-wise. And with Noah and Tyler couldn't be here. He finally took a weekend off with his wife. I've been having him work every weekend. So finally he took a weekend off. So and he's out of the grid, no internet for him for a weekend. So we're very happy that he could do that. And musicians and teachers and everybody. And most, our board of directors. And on top, the leadership of our wonderful Sarah Smolaver, president of our community. Rav Tiferet, can we spotlight Sarah? She doesn't know I was going to do this. I wanted to surprise her. She's involved in everything, and I didn't want her to be involved in this. And I just want to say to Sarah, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your partnership. And that's what I want to do, Larry. I want to kiss her and hug her. I want for your partnership, from your leadership, for literally, this is not an easy year to be president of a shul, and you have done it. And I am so blessed to work with you, to do this work with you. So thank you so much. I would like to invite you. This is longer than I expected. I always joke. I planned for 45 minutes, planned for 1 hour and 15. To stay a little bit more, we wanted to invite people to connect with each other. So it's just another 5 minutes. We want to invite you to go to breakout rooms for 5 minutes, and then we will come back together and we'll do the Yivarechecha, the blessing that we just saw in the video, but we will bless each other live. So Rav Tiferet will send us some breakout rooms, and in the breakout rooms, we invite you for 5 minutes to talk about what about this movie stuck out to you. What does this 1 year mark have you thinking? Anything you want to share in these small groups about what this year has been for you. So, Rav Tiferet, please send us on breakout rooms. Then we will come back in 5 minutes and we will bless each other and we'll end the program. Tiferet is sending us to breakout rooms. Yep. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are going to bless each other. Thank you so much for being here. I want to express again gratitude to everybody for being here, everybody that participated in this program, that share your beautiful kavanot, and Noah and Rav Tiferet and Tyler for helping us put this program together. Really a blessing to be with all of you. One thing I thought, Sarah, to say, you can notice how the year has passed, of how short our hair was and how long our hair is now, right? That's such a from the first video, how shows this pandemic. So again, thank you all for being here. We are going to conclude this program by blessing each other. So let's connect with each other the same way that you saw in the video. Make sure that you are blessing and connecting. And may this year be a year of a lot of blessing to all of us. A lot of, and we soon bless each other in person. Just let's do it. No, you need the whole thing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha ve'yichuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom ve'yasem lecha shalom, 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 shalom. Ve'asem lecha shalom, oh, 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 shalom, shalom, shalom. Ve'asem shalom, ve'asem lecha shalom.
May Adonai bless you and protect you. May Adonai's face shine upon all of you. May Adonai grant us peace and let us say, Amen.
Amen.
And I invite you all to unmute. Let's say a big Shavua Tov, everybody. Ask all to unmute. Thank you so much. May this week be a lot of
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rav Claudia.
Thank you, Rav Claudia, and everyone.
Welcome.
Let's hear it for Jaylee.
Thank you, everybody. I'm about to end the meeting, but you're all so fun.
We want to party. Let's party.
Party. All right. Denmark, what should we do now?
Party. Dance to the music.
Oh, I guess Noah is putting some music for us to
go out by.
Noah, are you sharing some music? No?
Where did Noah go?
Okay.
You might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Everybody, let's dance.
You can take a break.
This was not fun, guys. This is CPT.
With
It's amazing. Soon we will be dancing all together. I can't wait.
No offense to you, don't waste your time.
I don't know how to end this party. At the end of this song we end, okay? Okay, song ends.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Love is too. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Love is too. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is.
Ruby, I want to see you dancing. Ruby Mark.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Ali, are you dancing there?
You feel like
Yes.
that's what you
I'm
want to
ready.
do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
They can't breathe. They're rocking it out there.
Happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want.
The garlics are rocking it there.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness
Like forever.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Woo! Shabbat everybody. Lady Gaga.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat everybody. Bye.